Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen updates. We've got a new 4.0.2 alpha patch on the PTU, and I'm expecting it live by next Friday, the 28th of February. Also, next week, we've got a roadmap update, CIG have confirmed. We also have some dev responses from server maintenance stuff to Vulkan updates. We also have a little bit of a short one from This Week in Star Citizen from the CIG. Let's actually start with that. Quarter More 2955 kicked off last week. Whether you're sharing gifts or venturing out to scenic spots, we've enjoyed all of the community creations lighting up the hub. This year's celebration also introduced the Anvil Super Hornet Mark II, along with the Heartseeker kit, a Hornet loadout guide, and a deep dive into its design in the latest Behind the Ship episode. Just as a quick little reference, the Super Hornet Mark II is a military spec, or at least close to, Hornet Mark II with an extra seat. Along with the F7A Mark II, it can use the more military spec nose turret. All central turret and central modules for the Mark IIs are all interchangeable with each other, but the other versions of the Hornet Mark II have to make use of the civilian nose turret if they want to use that, rather than the military one. And the Heartseeker is now a kit that can be applied to any of the Mark II Hornets. It's a bespoke ball turret with integrated weapons and the Heartseeker skin. Going back to the CIG post though. Plus, don't miss your chance to earn an exclusive Spectrum badge by joining the Duo Showdown event in Arena Commander, or put your wit to the test in our How to Not Get a Date comic contest. We also dropped the Comms Dive 2 last week. Your feedback made it clear just how valuable these insights are, so we're back with another round of answers straight from the devs, and there's more on the way. One of the things they said, probably the largest thing there, was that Vault weapons are coming into the game at some point soon. New FPS weapons and gear will also follow that as well. So one of the initiatives they're going to be pushing this year is more FPS weapons and armor in the monthly patches. Looking ahead, the first roadmap update of 2025 lands next Wednesday, giving you a first glimpse at what's on the horizon for 4.0.2, Alpha 4.0.1, and beyond. I mean, I know what's in 4.0.2 to the most part, because it's on the open PTU at the moment, although there could be a bit more. I'm hoping that we see 4.0.3. So just so you're aware, CIG are now going to be doing monthly patches. We're expecting these monthly patches to be things like 4.0.2, 4.0.3, and add some narrative missions, some mission-based content, make the game more playable, fix loads of bugs, expand out missions and gameplay area, and features that are already there, but add less features. But like 4.1, that would be a more major patch. That would be adding a new feature, almost certainly like engineering. But yeah, we'll be looking at that roadmap update and the progress tracker as soon as that has been updated. CIG reiterated that this is Wednesday, the 26th of February, where they're going to be updating this. Well, what's going on this week from CIG? Not very much. So we might see like patch watches, we might see some more forum posts and stuff from them. Most likely we'll see more PTU patches, but they're not having a Inside Star Citizen or Star Citizen Live episode this Thursday. They're going to be back next week though with a Star Citizen 4.0.2 Supply or Die episode. This is the new Jump Town-like event that's being tested in 4.0.2 and assumedly is part of the next set of narrative missions that should be running throughout March. And then on Friday, you've got your RSI newsletter. Sunday, the Crew Cup, or the Crux Cup racing series kicks off with the official track day. If you want to test your skills, there's still time to sign up and join Anisa Racing, or Anzia Racing, on their Discord. I really like the fan-led initiatives like that. Really, really cool. They've built these up for many years with things like the Daymar Rally and that sort of stuff. And I just like the fact that these are expanding out and people really seem to enjoy them. And as Star Citizen get more and more playable, then you're going to have more and more of these things being able to be done by orgs and players. Star Citizen Alpha 4.0.2 is on the open PTU at the moment, and they released a new patch a few hours ago at time of recording. I'm expecting the patch to go from open PTU, which it is currently, to live by the end of the month, Thursday or Friday next week. It's possible a new ship or vehicle or variant will turn up. It's also pretty likely that they'll have like a mini sale and that sort of stuff. That'll be the monetization cadence as well. Mini sales every month with ships that are probably affected by the changes and updates in the monthly patches, but also ones that are useful for the new narrative set of missions. That's a really good point, actually. Things like 4.0.3, the March patch, shall we call it, are likely to have Stellar Fortuna vibes going on with them. So the St. Patrick's Day going on, the green skins and paints and potentially vehicles released with that patch. Remember that when 4.0.2 goes live as well, the Fight for Pyro event ends. I'm expecting the 4.0.3 PTU patch to sort of start, at least in Evocati, early March. Anyway, in this latest 4.0.2 patch, lots of numbers throwing at you, we had some updates. There was further updates for the transit carriages opening into incorrect zones and causing voids. Further entity cleanup work has been done to help stop certain entities such as ships getting cleaned up when they shouldn't be. So ships will disappear less, especially when you're flying them. Some of the pyro missions, the factional ones, should not be shareable without having sufficient reputation. There's a load of fixes as well in this patch beyond that. So they fixed the mission urgent boarding action in progress. This didn't complete sometimes despite eliminating all the enemy AI. And I should say that these are all possible fixes that aren't validated yet, but they think they fixed them. Asteroids that surround the Stanton Gateway could be seen inside the jump tunnel and occasionally would cause fatal collisions. Ship engine and weapon audio were missing after spawning in a hangar and then flying out. Star map search bars would only search after a character had been entered and then deleted. The Prospector was displaying the wrong HUD string when the cargo capacity was full. For the new player experience and tutorial, storing the tutorial's ship at a spaceport ASOP before entering the hangar blocked your ability to progress with that mission, and they fixed a client and 3 server crashes. There's still some pretty egregious bugs with this patch though. Things like elevator buttons not working, although they have actually improved that significantly. There's some like transit problems, not having collisions and players falling through the floor, although again that seems to happen a bit less in this patch from what I can tell. I haven't done extensive testing. PvP missions not working, some other missions not working or displaying properly in Contracts Manager, ship weapons not firing sometimes, things like that. So they are getting through that list of blockers and critical fixes that they want to get done, and they're making a load of improvements to the game. It looks like 4.0.2 is going to be reasonably good. I feel that it's going to be like a marked improvement over 4.0.1, a lot more playable, but we'll have to wait and see. They also ran a stress test with this build for the first hour of that patch deployment, getting people to spawn at Area 18 and then test the transit and hangar flow. They're trying to get fixes for all this elevator issues and transit issues. CIG have been doing a load of server maintenance as well recently, sort of updating their server infrastructure. They're saying that they're going to have like regular maintenance windows as well. Someone said, can we have a bit more warning and sort of like a on-screen message beyond the one just in global chat when a server is going to be closing down, because you might have that closed or whatever. CIG to respond, we concur, it's sort of part of the discussion we've had. We'd like to give server maintenance a better visibility in the future, even if your chat is closed, so we'll improve on this whenever we can. There was also a thread about Vulkan HDR updates. When are they coming? And when are we going to get some more Vulkan updates and HDR support? So CIG's Ali Brown responded here. The focus for Star Citizen recently on the code side has been on stability and the quality of life improvements to existing features, especially after the rollout of server meshing and the huge impact it's had on the game. As a result, the Star Citizen team haven't been able to take a full new version of the engine in a while, because this would bring potential instability and slow down the quality of life improvements for players, and also likely prevent regular timely races, all of which are critical for continued engagement. But the Squadron 42 team have been road testing Vulkan, which is enabled by default for them, along with HDR and multi-threaded rendering, so hopefully most of the kinks are ironed out by the time they reach Star Citizen. though I won't be able to predict when exactly that will be. We are also considering changes internally that would allow the Star Citizen team to more easily take piecemeal updates to the engine into the live release to reduce the risk of instability for lower risk features and systems, as we are of course eager to get all the new shiny things into your hands as soon as possible without compromising the player experience. Thanks, Ali Brown, Senior Director of Graphics and Procedural Tech. So yeah, that does follow the cadence of releases this year, where they're going monthly updates and always improving the player experience from patch to patch. That's what they were trying to do. They're trying to get rid of bugs. They're trying to make the game significantly more playable. They don't want to damage that from patch to patch, although sometimes I think there's going to be potentially a need for that. I suppose they do have the preview and experimental branches of the game that they can be running updates and these changes on, and then feed them into the live builds once they have been ironed out. Talking about updates, I did notice as well that there's been some updates to the RSI website, so the side panel has changed for your account stuff. I'd expect CIG to clean up their website and make it more ergonomic and easier to traverse, because it is a bit of a spaghetti mess, and easier to purchase from, because that's the thing, right? They want it to be this great marketing tool where you can see all the Star Citizen news, you can purchase stuff, you can manage your accounts, and you can kind of interact with the game to a degree from the website and the forums and that sort of stuff. So they're going to be improving this. It'll be interesting to see what they've got planned for the future. Boom! That's it for your updates today. Next week, looking forward to that roadmap update and the very likely release of Alpha 4.0.2 to the live build. I'd really like to know your experiences of 4.0.2 on the PTU and even 4.0.1 on the live build now. What do you expect to see in Alpha 4.1? I would expect it to be at least some form of major feature. Are you really liking CIG's new focus on playability and stability for the game, or do you think it was a foolish endeavor? Whatever your thoughts or questions, chuck them in the comments below. And a reason you might want to do that is because we've got a ship giveaway, and all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning a Misk Fortune with some additional skins and lifetime insurance, as well as a game package, is just comment on any of my videos made during this month. Also, something that you might want to do this month, get yourself some NordVPN. It helps out the channel, but go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. If you want a VPN, I use NordVPN. I find it an incredibly useful tool in my security toolbox, but also for accessibility of the interwebs, as well as additional privacy. Links below to some fantastic discounts on that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And oh, that join button and Patreon, other stuff. I'll see you in the verse.